Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here once again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at WWE Night of Champions wrestling DVD event. And obviously the event happened in June, I believe it was, and it came out on video. Must have been July sometime. I wasn't actually due to get this because I was behind. I was sort of like behind with these because I'm trying to do these reviews of the events each month, and I was sort of running behind. The last one I did was WrestleMania, and I'd missed Backlash, and I sort of missed this as well. So I had to go back, get Backlash, do that, and then on Night of Champions. Money in the Bank, the next event after this, has actually come out on DVD now, but I won't be doing that review until probably either at the end of August or September, probably now. I'm looking at because sort of behind slightly with them, but I'm catching up. I always seem to catch up. But anyway, so obviously Night Champions happened in June. It came out on DVD about a month later, and as I said, like I said before, I don't watch these events live. I get the results, but then I usually wait for them to come out on DVD before I can watch them. Then I'll do the review after. So that's how I work. So obviously WWE Night Champions. Advertised it as a triple main event, but I don't know why they did that, to be honest, because Rollins versus Styles was on first. I can't remember where Code Les was, but then the main event, it was a main event, so I don't really see how that was a main event. Like, don't see how you can have a main event first if it's not the main event. To me, a main event is at the end, but I mean, triple threat big matches, not. That's the way I see it anyway. But anyway, yeah. Now, I've watched it once so far, and to be honest, I'd say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this match was better than average, I'd say. Maybe not the best Night Champions ever, but I think there was some solid performances. Nothing really that stands out memorable. Maybe the main event. Maybe Rollins winning the title. But yeah, I think it was better than average. Certainly like about four stars. So it's quite decent. I think there was about 7 matches overall. I can't remember the order exactly, but I do know the new heavyweight title that they created. The finals in the tournament was between Rollins and Styles. Now they wrestled for about 20 minutes. To be honest, it was a good match. Don't get me wrong, and it was better than what you see usually on a weekly. However, to me, they wasn't really doing anything much that I haven't seen them done before when they've wrestled each other or any other matches. Particularly Styles doing the same thing over and over again as Rollins is pretty much the same. I think the only memorable thing was when Styles gave Rollins a pedigree. I think that was the only thing that I'd not seen before. Styles using a pedigree, but other than that, I don't know, there was something about the match that just felt like, as I said, it was good, don't get me wrong, because I was hitting there with the big moves, but it just felt like it didn't have sort of any sort of story, or obviously there was no heat, it was just final. There wasn't no thing where someone was injured or had a bad arm and a leg, and they could sort of build on that and build sort of some story with it. They were sort of just from the get-go, they sort of started off chain wrestling or do a bit, and then they sort of just kept doing, they kept doing their signature moves on each other, and it sort of like went backwards and forwards, where Rollins was doing his, and Styles was doing his. It just felt like it wasn't. It didn't have anything other than to it than that, rather than them just hitting big move after big move, one after, taking it in turns sort of thing until the end, where it's sort of like a big finish. I don't know whether I think maybe if there'd been 5 10 minutes, it could have been better. But it seemed like I don't know. It was a sort of a weak finish where it could have, you know, could have been longer. It seemed like it was cut short, sort of when it could have picked up a bit more epic towards the end. I think 20 minutes was too short. But however, it was, as I said, it was all right. As I say, better, certainly better than a match you see on a weekly. But it was all right. Now, Lesnar against Rhodes. Now, this match obviously happened for the second time in their feud, and to be honest, this was just another straight brawl, similar to the Backlash. I'd probably say maybe Backlash the match was better. But this was, another straight up brawl. Lesnar had already previously injured Rhodes' arm, so this actually had a story, unlike the Rollins and Styles match, because they worked on the story that Lesnar kept going after Rhodes' arm, which set up the finish. So had his arm bad, and as I said, this was just quite a basic match like they had at WrestleMania, but I think, Backlash. But I think Backlash was a better brawl. This was the same sort of thing. I mean, this wasn't really any different to what they'd done previously, other than the fact it had more of a thing to go on with Rhodes having a bad arm, and they sort of just worked sort of on going on that basis. That was the element in that match, and they was just hitting the same sort of moves that they've done, in the previous match. Rhodes is doing crossroads, Cody Cutter, same old, Lesnar doing suplex, F5, Kimura lock, and But it was all right. It was an okay brawl, but just nothing special. Trish versus Becky Lynch. It was actually quite a good women's match, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's the greatest women's match of all time, but it was all right. Back and forth, and it was all right. Now going on to Asuka versus Bianca Belair for the women's title. Now this was quite a good match, to be honest. Again, this is like something better than you see on a weekly. Now these two have previously fought for the title at WrestleMania, and this match was all right. I don't think it was better than the match I had at Mania, but it was quite decent. And again, it had a good finish where it sort of, it wasn't just a basic finish. It had a good element to it, to the finish of it, which was good. And obviously, well, I won't tell you the result, but I think it was a good, solid women's match, but I don't think it was better than a match at Mania. Now, Rhea Ripley versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's title. Now, this wasn't very good at all. I mean, Rhea Ripley attacked Natalya before the match started, and then it sort of was a quick finish. A few minutes, it was all over. So it's passable and forgetful. Nothing memorable about that. And then Gunther versus Mustafa Ali for the IC title. Again, this was a passable match that you probably just see on a weekly basis. It wasn't an epic counter. It didn't go backwards and forwards much. There was a few near falls towards the end, but it wasn't anything great or special. Just a basic, simple match. So I think we've done Trish, Rhea, Gunther, Asuka, that's 4. Done Rollins, that's 5. Done Lesnar. Right, so now on to the main event now. So, now, if you'd seen my previous video, you'd saw that I'd actually given you the wrong main event for Backlash. I actually gave you the main event for this. I made a mistake on that, but then I corrected it. And so the main event on this was for the world titles, world undisputed titles, tag match between Zayn and Owens against the Bloodline, Sikoa and Reigns. And I did actually mention this when I talked about it in the previous video, which was obviously the wrong video. And it was a good solid main event, to be honest. Back and forth, lots of big spots, all 4 men hitting all their big moves, and then there were several near falls, and a good climax. And at the end, the Usos turned on Reigns, which was like a big moment because they've been with Reigns for ages in the bloodline, and it's like a shocking moment where Jay turned on Reigns, and it was like a big shocking moment because like the bloodline storyline has been pretty much the best thing in WWE in years, and probably the best thing that they've done. To be honest, it's just been done so well, and everything the bloodline's been involved in has been like absolutely fantastic, and especially the Usos have been brilliant. And I think they're pretty much, if I'm being honest, like either the best tag team possibly in the world, to be honest, because they've just been fantastic. Not just like wrestling, but the acting involved as well has been, part of it. It's not just about the wrestling, it's about the acting as well. And yeah, it was a really good, entertaining main event. So overall, yeah, I'd give it about 5 stars, I guess. Or maybe 3.5. But yeah, I think it was a good solid, with the exception of a couple that were passable. Yeah, I think it was alright actually. Better than average. So that's going to be pretty much the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please feel free to leave your comments and thoughts if you've seen this or you're WWE fans. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and that's going to be pretty much the end of it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for lots more wrestling videos, or DVDs I should say, coming up in the future. And yeah, take care, bye for now, see you guys on the next video.